Imagine that you could rewire your brain to change how you feel, think, or create. What would you like to change? Would you like to improve your mood, be less self-critical, improve your attention, your memory, perhaps your artistic skills? As a professor of psychiatry at UCLA, development of new methods to enhance mind and brain health is my professional passion. In my program, we essentially rewire patients' brains every day using a technique called neuromodulation. Neuromodulation involves stimulating the brain using everything from an electromagnet to a 9-volt battery. The tiny electrical microcurrents these methods apply to the brain are virtually without side effects, but can have a huge impact on how we feel and think, and the connections between brain cells, the wiring of the brain. These revolutionary methods may be used to unlock human potential, to enhance how it is that we interact with the world. The neuromodulation revolution is happening now. We've discovered that in addition to operating on feelings, thoughts, and chemicals, the brain operates on sending electrical signals through an array of networks. Mental illness can be thought of as a problem with the network wiring, and if we can rewire the network, we can treat the illness. This new technique was called transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS.
Willkommen im TMS-Labor des Max-Planck-Instituts für Kognitions- und Neurowissenschaften Leipzig. Wir benutzen TMS, also transkranielle Magnetstimulation, um den Zusammenhang zwischen kognitiven Fähigkeiten wie Sprache und dem menschlichen Gehirn zu untersuchen. Bei TMS wird eine Spule auf deinen Kopf gelegt, die kurzzeitig ein Magnetfeld produziert. So wird eine kleine Region deines Gehirns stimuliert.
Today we're going to take apart the brand new iPhone 12 Pro. After everything, we get our first look under the wireless charging pad and glimpse this glorious array of circular magnets around the outside. It's rather brilliant of Apple to use magnets to perfectly position the two coils on top of each other. Instead of using one large circle magnet, it's actually made up of 18 smaller, more rectangular magnets.
Wir benutzen ein 3D-Kamerasystem, um die Spule präzise über der Hirnregion zu positionieren, die wir untersuchen wollen.
Um die Spule herum befindet sich dann der Magnetring, welcher aus vielen kleineren Magneten besteht und für das Haften an der Rückseite des iPhones sorgt, wenn man sich mit diesem dem Puck nähert. Damit dieser dann auch immer in der richtigen Position gehalten wird, gibt es auch noch einen kleinen Ausrichtungsmagneten, ebenfalls hinter der Glasrückseite des iPhones.
Wenn TMS zum Beispiel die Region deines Gehirns stimuliert, die Bewegungen des Zeigefingers kontrolliert, so kann dieser anfangen, ein wenig zu zucken. Bei höheren kognitiven Funktionen, wie zum Beispiel der Sprache, kann TMS dazu führen, dass du eine Aufgabe kurzzeitig etwas schlechter ausführst. Das zeigt uns, dass die stimulierte Region für die Aufgabe wichtig ist. Du wirst von der Verschlechterung vermutlich nichts merken, da die Effekte sehr gering ausfallen und nur von kurzer Dauer sind.
Fast forward a few years, when scientists began to wonder, what if we activated the brain not just with one pulse of energy, but a whole train of pulses? Would repetitive pulsing lead to lasting changes in brain function? Scientists discovered that repetitive pulsing made nerve cells more plastic. That is, they sprouted new and denser connections with neighboring nerve cells. Areas of the brain that were dormant could become activated, and areas that were overly active could be quieted down. This revolutionary new technique was called repetitive transcranial magnetic stimulation, or rTMS.
Let's talk about how TMS works. Our brains help in managing our thoughts by creating pathways that communicate with each other via electrical and chemical messengers. Each type of thought or feeling coincides with particular pathways or roads that these signals travel along. The more our brain practices certain pathways, the better it gets at doing whatever it is that we practice. It's kind of like muscle memory, but for the neurons in our brain. Now let's look at how treatment works. In TMS, a magnetic coil is placed over the head and uses an electromagnetic field which provides for enough energy to cause the neurons at the surface of the brain to reach what we call an action potential. This is a fancy way of saying the neurons turn on, and like dominoes, those neurons send messages that cause other neurons to fire, which cause other neurons to fire, and so on and so on. This roadway of neurons reaches deep areas of our brain, specifically the limbic system that we talked about earlier, and practices or works out those known pathways of our brain that are associated with being more happy, being less anxious, and being more relaxed and content.
Remember him?
Here's where TMS shines as a treatment. While a singular positive thought can practice a particular pathway once, a singular TMS treatment will practice that positive pathway 3,000 to 5,000 times. A typical course of TMS is around 30 sessions and stimulates positive pathways between 100 to 150,000 times. Now, imagine practicing a golf swing, or tennis serve, or a song on the piano 100 to 150,000 times. You'd get pretty good at it. It's just like Mom and Dad said when you were growing up, practice makes perfect. And that's a lot like what the TMS process is.
The magnet puts out pulses of energy that are transmitted through brain networks throughout the brain. After a few weeks of daily treatment, areas deep in the brain that are involved in mood regulation can become activated and actually can become larger. New connections that are associated with normal mood can form. These changes can result in a resolution of all of the symptoms of depression. These results can be long-lasting. Scientists began to wonder, what else happens if we stimulate that brain area? We found that, for example, unpleasant stimuli become less unpleasant. If we stimulate here, around the frontal pole of the brain, we can help relieve symptoms of obsessive-compulsive disorder. We also can reduce negative, self-critical thinking. In addition, this can reduce auditory hallucinations in patients with schizophrenia. Some intriguing recent results suggest that stimulating around the posterior portion of the brain can improve memory function in older adults. It actually has more to do with how we see the world. Our TMS treatment for illnesses is delivered daily for a number of weeks so that the effects of stimulation can be long-lasting. Whereas the stimulation results that I just showed you came on after a single treatment and faded in less than an hour. It does raise the interesting question of, what if we were to stimulate this brain area for longer? Could we make results like these be long-lasting?
Wenn man das jetzt über längere Zeit macht, ja, und es gibt dann die sogenannte Long-Term- oder Langzeitpotentiation oder Verstärkung, dann braucht es ungefähr 6 Wochen, bis man wieder zurückkommt. Und dann haben wir die zirkadianen Mechanismen, die ja in der Akupunktur sehr gut beschrieben sind, die wie kleine Uhren in unserem Körper ticken. Ja, also es ist seit langer Zeit vom Militär genutzt für das Brainwashing oder Folter oder um Informationen von den Leuten zu bekommen.
You can see here a subject in another one of our studies using the TNS device for the treatment of PTSD in veterans. The patient places a small patch on his or her forehead, and they stimulate their brain at night while they sleep. Now, TNS is an evidence-based treatment that is approved by the FDA. And at the same time that the military is studying such devices for treatment of PTSD, they also are examining them for enhancing sustained attention of drone operators in combat zones. And some intriguing recent results suggest that we might be able to use our TMS to enhance our feelings of spirituality, or even to reduce our implicit biases. We may be able to enhance how it is that we interact with the world, maybe even make ourselves smarter. Now, we just need to be smart enough to use these methods wisely. Thank you.
I have something to say. I have something to say on the same vein there, Dr. Young. So with the magnetism and with airplanes and with the Apple iPhone 12, the newest version, so I think it was American Airlines, I might be wrong on the airline. Anyhow, they were giving all of their pilots, all of them, free iPhone 12s. You know, nothing's free, is it? There's always a catch. And looking it up, it has the biggest magnet ever in it. And on Apple's website, it says it says a medical warning. It says if you have a pacemaker or a defibrillator or any other kind of device, then you should not have this iPhone 12 within 6 inches of your body, or you can have a malfunction. If the iPhone 12 is charging, you must keep it minimum 12 inches away from your body at all times. Do you see anybody in the stores asking anybody, by the way, do you have a pacemaker or a defibrillator? Because it may not work if you buy this phone and you keep it close to you. This is insane. I mean, I really feel like we're living in a twilight zone. And why would a pilot need to have that kind of a phone with very delicate equipment? I mean, I'm not a pilot, but I would think that might be dangerous to have that kind of a magnet that close to the equipment. I mean, I'm not, but so correct me if I'm wrong, if that's just fine. And it's just strange that they're giving the pilots these free. And I know the Delta pilots here are getting all free iPads. And I told them, I said, you should get, there's a green kind of paper. It's very translucent. Anyway, you slide it over like the back of your phone or any other device. It'll pick up all the magnets that you can't see easily. And you wouldn't believe all the little magnets that it can pick up in your devices. So, and they did do that, one of the pilots, and they found huge magnets in the iPad as well.
Mit den iPhone 12 Modellen wurde nämlich MagSafe für die iPhones vorgestellt. Wo wir gerade bei den Magneten sind. Sie sind wirklich stark.
Das Ladegerät dockt magnetisch exakt an der Stelle an, wo sich die Ladespule auf der Rückseite des iPhones befindet. Denn bei den neuen iPhones, also 12, 12 Mini, 12 Pro, 12 Pro Max, hat Apple um die induktive Ladespule herum einen Magneten verbaut. Und das MagSafe-Ladegerät ist ja auch magnetisch und findet dann automatisch die Ladespule auf der Rückseite und platziert sich eben exakt an dieser Stelle. Und das macht es, finde ich, auch richtig gut. Der Magnet, der hier verbaut ist richtig stark und man merkt einfach, wie die Rückseite des iPhones das MagSafe-Ladegerät immer deutlich anzieht. Und nachdem der Magnet hier auch so kräftig ist, sollte es auch nicht dazu kommen, dass das Ladegerät sich irgendwie ungewollt von der Rückseite des iPhones entfernt. Vor allem nach oben hin braucht man schon etwas mehr Kraft, um es abzunehmen.